Good morning. It is, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning. It's 8:30 in the morning, and I got a bunch of 3D printers out here because I got tired of playing with them in my room. So I brought them out here because which you can't see, but down there I poured some resin last night and didn't think about it, and it's not dry yet. So I don't want to create sawdust because then it would be in the resin. So yeah, we are going to do something I've been wanting to do for a while now, anyways. And I actually got another one over there. I got delivered a brand new in the box. I see it's an under five. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it. I need to build it for a person. Uh, I'm gonna relax for a minute. I've been running around all morning, doing laundry, cleaning up, sheets, beds, trying to get all this crap out here. I got boxes of stuff. I got to actually find more boxes. I got empty boxes here for putting stuff in. As we disassemble it, the pumpkin is going to go away. I have the in front of it, which I guess you can't see. I don't know why it cuts it off, but whatever. I guess I got to move the camera back a little farther, but I'm about the extent of the cord. I'm trying a different angle instead of staring at the garage doors because it's very bright outside. It's cold and windy, but bright. It's not really cold. It's like in the mid 50s. But anyway, so I'm shooting it here. So the only bright thing is that one window really in the door, I guess. I need to bring the camera over that way and shoot it into this corner somehow. But whatever. CNC's here, printers are there, tables here, tools behind me. Hopefully I have everything I need. I probably will be running in and out to get more tools and boxes, and because I cleaned out in the bay next door, and there's some space over there, so I'm gonna tear these down. I'm gonna box them up. I'm gonna clean up the boxes. I actually have some parts that are from the CNC, but it's the same part material as the printers are. It's basically just 2020 extrusion, 2040 blah blah. It's all the same extrusions. It's thicker. Uses all the same hardware. Um, I have some under here that I'm going to clean up. Yeah. So, because yesterday I had a major nightmare, I decided yesterday to switch I almost nicked my finger on the jointer. Not really doing anything, just because I couldn't get to the power switch easily. The power switch on that thing was always nasty. My brother, when he gave it to me, had a paddle switch, like one of those big stoppy paddle switches, where you can just hit it with your knee. And I decided to wire it in yesterday. Well, it wasn't easy, to say the least. For one, even though the box is in the front, you can't get to the back without like completely disassembling the thing, which would have taken me even longer. I did about half disassemble the whole jointer to get to it. But it's kind of one of those you're reaching around and up and you couldn't get to the screws. And then the little box wasn't the same. There's like a little dust box, and the wires changed. And then I wired it up, and on the side of the actual switch, they have a diagram, which I should have taken pictures of it because it's right, and yet it's confusing the way they show it. But basically, they show the in and the out, and your positive and negative, and blah 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 going through the switch. But they have the image like this. The problem is the actual layout is like this. So I plugged everything in, flipped it, had it all put back together, flipped the switch, and it blew the circuit breaker. And I'm like, what the frick? So I take it all apart and I like look at the wires and I switch a few, thinking, okay, I got the positive and negative backwards on the motor or something. Still popping the switch. Well, come to find out, it's not left or right, which is really weird. It's the only switch I've ever seen that the power goes in on the bottom and goes out on the top. So both your positive and negative, your positive and negative feed into bottom and come out to the motor on the top, which is fucking weird. But I had it all apart, was literally going to put it back together, went back to the old switch, rewired the whole thing back to, because one of them they take two different kinds of connectors, rewired the old, getting ready to rewire the old connectors back in, cut the new connectors out for that switch. I looked at the switch one last time, and each, the diagram says like A1, A2, A3, A4, even though it's side by side and you're looking at it. And the diagram looks like it's side to side. I mean, the whole layout, the picture, the way it's shaped and everything, where the locations are. But in reality, it's up and down. But they do mark them, so it's sort of my own fault. But the layout is just really wrong. If you just look at the picture and go, okay, this is in and this is out, you would think it goes side to side, but it doesn't go top. And then it says A1, A2, and then A3, A4, and then you look at the actual image, and you're like A1, A2, A3, A4, and you're like they're side to side, but they're actually the image is wrong. But anyway, so that literally took me all day. I had like 10 hours getting that switch finally in there and working. But it is in there and it is working. I got to completely put the machine together. There's a couple of the belt guards and everything that's got to go in, but I didn't mount it yesterday because I'm actually thinking about getting one of those link belts for that today or tomorrow. So anyway, yeah. So that was all day. And then at the end of the day, last night, I poured the resin in the chessboard over there. Which is still soft because it takes like 12 hours to really harden. It's tacky, and I don't want to get sawdust in the face of it, even though I don't think it'll soak into it or anything, and it's still got to be cleaned and planed and sanded. I just don't want to deal with it. And I needed a break, and these things were in my bedroom, sitting on the floor in the way, and I wanted them out of the way. So, yeah. And I'm going to tear the pumpkin down completely, and I'm going to tear the other one that I started, which, let's actually do that one first. Let's get the pumpkin out of the way. Pumpkin! This was actually a halfway decent printer, but I just don't use it. This was the Hodgepodge I started, I don't know, way back at the beginning of the pandemic BS, which was what stopped me from working on it anymore. And I think I'm going to put the computer over here, because no one's really watching anyways. And that way I can work right here. And if I bring this up, it might stay for an hour or two. And I'm basically just going to break this thing down into its individual parts. I have boxes. I actually got to sort through that box. I should almost do that first, but let's break this one down first. So we're breaking down a frame I started and never finished because it just never got finished. And I'm not going to completely break everything apart because I just want to get it out of the way. It's disgusting and shot. And come on, go by. You don't want to go by, do you? Slide ins. Oh my god, it's just like dirty. You know what? Maybe I will for this one. I'll break down all the screws and everything. Look, there's actual parts in here. There's some crushed heat sinks. Which didn't get used, and some wires. I'll leave them in there. Let's put the screws and bolts and all that stuff in there. These will keep separate for now. Screws and bolts and slides and T-nuts, washers, and just break it all down. And this thing I'll probably just throw out. That was part of it. I was designing my own little angle brackets here, and I got aluminum ones too, but they're too big. They're actually for 2030 because the guy on Amazon that was selling them sold the wrong freaking thing, I guess, or I ordered the wrong thing, which is just as possible. Peanuts, washers. You know what? Maybe I'll throw these in here too for now. As I keep them somewhat organized, it won't be a problem. I might have to find a different box for them eventually. Tearing it down, baby. What's up, Vince? How is life? You see, I had to modify these because they're for 2030s, not 2020s, which is kind of stupid, but, you know, that's life. Actually, I think I did order these. I don't think he sent me the wrong ones. I think I just... No, I'm not scrapping them. This one never got finished. I started building this. This was actually semi-funded by LDO and yeah, IC3D. They were helping me out. I was going to build this, but there was a couple other companies that said they'd help and didn't. Kind of got in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, nothing against them. It was freaking the pandemic hit and crap hit the fan. So they, had to back out, which is fine. But I'm just breaking them down because I'm actually, and I started last night, but it didn't get very far. I'm going to build a cross gantry, Crow XY or cross gantry printer out of all of these parts. Because this thing never got finished. The pumpkin never gets used. It's got electrical issues that I just can't trace. And I don't know where they are. And I'm going backwards with that screw like a dumbass. So I'm going to break it down. Probably throw out most of the wiring because I have a feeling it's just a wire somewhere or something's crossed. So I'm breaking them all down into their parts. And then it's going to get used for a cross gantry printer that I'm going to build. So I'm not really scrapping it. I'm just parting it out. I do have a lot of parts. Anyone needs freaking some motors? I have a boatload. Just say what you want. I probably have 2 or 3 of just about every motor. Because again, LDO and IC3D started sponsoring this, and Jason sent me a buttload of motors, like a whole box of them, and they were like mismatchy demos, stuff he was using for demo units or something. Nothing wrong with them, but they might have a scratch in them or something. But they all work because I actually tested most of them. But anyway, they sent me all this stuff, and then I never finished this thing. So if you need motors, I literally have like 20 or 30 motors. Oh, and Chris Riley sent me a freaking box of motors too. When he sent me the what did I do with that? That's another one I gotta part up. I don't even know. I think it's still in my room. I might have to go grab that. The not the Prusia. The bugs, dust. This is how long this has been sitting. It's literally been sitting like 2 years. So it's time to and it was gonna get done. I wasn't gonna finish this. Because I don't want to do bed slingers anymore. I just don't even want bed slingers anymore. I'm probably going to get rid of some bed slingers. I actually only have one left other than the pumpkin, which I'm going to break down. I'm going to go Crow XY in my next one, Cross Gantry. Just because, just like when I built my, Core XY. Core XY was not popular when I built my Core XY, which is why I built the Core XY, because it was cool and not popular. So now I'm going to build a Cross Gantry because it's cool and not popular. Everybody's building Vorons, which are fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Voron's fucking awesome. I could probably build a Voron out of everything I got here. But I want a Voron because everybody has Vorons, and I like to be freaking different. If you haven't noticed, I like to be different. This thing is like covered in fuzz and dirt, dust, and crap. My awesome 3D printed TPU feet, which snap on to 2020 and work really well. Pretty much every printer I own has those on. How is life, Build Overbot? I don't often see you on my streams. What's here? Vince and Build Overbot. Yeah, it does follow that. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think it's cool. About the only fad I wish would go away is the. And again, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just it's overdone. Is the Ender frickin' 3 and the Ender 3 clones just like enough? I mean, the Ender 3 is just a fine printer. It's a good starter printer, but we don't need like what do they have now? Like 5 or 6 versions of it. I mean, it's the same damn printer, just with some parts added onto it. It's like, how many Ender 3s can you make? And then, you know, all the clones and all the, okay, I hear a part, something just fell on the floor. A T-nut I must have missed in the channel. You have COVID? Well, that frickin' sucks. That bites. Sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm guessing it's just like not all that bad, just sucks because you're on here. You're not like in a hospital dying or anything. So I'm guessing it's just like having a bad case of the flu. Well, that's cool. All right, some extrusions that are just now extrusions and some feedies. And what's in this box of stuff, which I probably want to throw half of it away. This is all the buttloads of power supplies. Anybody need a power supply? I have a buttload of power supplies. They're all 12 volt though. Little heat beds. More power supplies. More power supplies. Some motor wires. That's I need to keep that. That's a bad LMU I can throw right in the garbage right now. What did I do with my garbage can? I missed the garbage can. Oh, look, one of my LMU, oh, and it's covered in grease. One of my LMU greasers. If you haven't seen that, it screws on and it's got holes in there, and you slide it into the LMU, and you take the tube of grease, and you squeeze the tube of grease, and the grease pre-packs the bearing. But I know this bearing's bad, which is why it was in this box, so it's getting tossed in the garbage, along with the greaser that's covered in grease. And another heat bed. I have no idea where this heat bed came from. Like, not a clue. Oh, I know where this came from. This came from the NotVaprusia, the ANET. The ANET piece of crap. Oh, look, more power supplies. Problem is they're all 12 volt. I think I have 124 in all of these. It's no good. Anybody need a 12 volt power supply? Believe it or not, even though this looks like the hokiest one, this is the original power supply to my Max Micron. And I have no idea who made it. And it is probably the nicest 12 volt power supply I've ever had. It had more power. The only problem that went wrong with it was it would overheat and the fan blew out. I freaking screwed this massive fan on the outside and this thing worked like a charm right up until I converted the printer to 24 volt and got rid of it. And then got rid of the printer. But that 12 volt, if you need 12 volt power supply, that is, that thing, that's why I'm still hanging on to it. I'm getting ready to throw some of these out. I got bags, Mylar freaking zip bags for filament. I gotta clean out this box too. Get this nightmare out. This is one of the other things I wanted to do. What is this? This is my report card. I have no idea how this showed up. From 1972. Mrs. Wetzel. And Miss Donna. Perhaps her name was Donna. Darren. That's how old this is. It says Darren. By the way, my real name is Darren. You didn't know that already. Tom is my middle name. Holy, I have no idea where this came from. That is freaking bizarre. That's 72. I was like 7 years old. It's like third grade or second grade. Mrs. Hanson. That is really bizarre. ABB, CCC. Mastering skills and sounds and words. I had freaking screwed up jaw, so yeah, I was never able to speak well. That's funny. Yes, that paper is older than you. 1972 to 1973. This is mid-year, so it was 1972. Tom needs vocabulary review. Darren. This is Darren. Darren needs vocabulary review. That's freaking bizarre. I have no idea what this is to. Oh, yes, I do. This is to the ANET. I should probably just throw this freaking thing out. It's still got the plastic on it. Should we peel it off? Ooh, no. We'll leave it on there. We have some Capricorn tubing. A little bit here and there. What else is in here? Some rods, some paper, some wire, lots of this stuff, more extrusions. I got lots of extrusions, some cable. I'm going to go through all this and clean it up. I think I'll do that now. My 3D printing llama maker coin. Not that you can see it. Here's a really big one. It says one doll hair. It's a $1 hair maker coin. What's up, Bobby? Have you heard of the FGC9? And have you ever tried using a 3D printer to assemble it? I have no idea what an FGC9 is. What is it? I may have heard of it, but not as an FGC9. God, that doesn't even have my current logo model. That's got my old model on it. I'm going to just throw these out because I have more of them and I don't need them around. They're just in the way. Sorry, they're garbage. What else do we have in here? Oh, clear sheets. These were PPP sheets when we were doing the whole PPP thing. Oh, and a fly swatter that semi failed. I think that was supposed to be a more cocky one, and it failed. Die fly, but it still the face didn't stick to the grid. And I have a chunk of glass, big old piece of glass for a bed. Some rods, which I know these are bent because I know these are from the pumpkin. And why I switched them out is because they're bent. These are the bed rods. I'm saving them because I'm going to use them for a drive rod. The basics is the first meeting phase. No, we don't print guns here. We don't even deal with guns here, other than space guns. I am not anti-gun. I think guns are okay. I think guns need to be regulated. But no, we don't 3D print guns. Other than space guns. No guns. Not a gun guy. Unless it's like a Gatling gun. I think Gatling guns are cool. Again, I'm not anti-gun. I am anti-stupid with guns. Let's tie these all up neatly. I have like a tie wrap or something here. God, I got a lot of this orange crap. Why did I buy so much orange? Oh, for the pumpkin. Eh. There is a lot here. Okay, I'm not succeeding here. I am not succeeding. I do like to write the bare arms, as long as it's not interpreted incorrectly. But we're not going to get into politics. No politics. See the streamer on the bottom? No politics. No politics. None. Zero. Zip. Zilchy. The only politics I want to hear is I went and voted today. And I'll be like, cool. The end. Okay, how am I going to keep this thing? I guess I could just use blue tape for now, because I don't have any tie wraps or anything out here. Okay, chair, work with me, not against me. It likes to roll downhill because my floor is pitched. I really need like some really long tie wrapping thing for this, but this will work for now. Just to keep it in a semi-neat bundle. Okay, that's a little short piece. That's a short piece, and that's a short piece. And that's a short piece. This is a semi-long piece, but not very long. There's got to be a better way to keep this stuff like together. Tie wraps obviously don't work, because here's a tie wrap that's not working. All the reds. This was from my original Max Micron rebuild when I was rebuilding it back in the day. That's what the red's from. Orange, orange, orange. And I think I got some more orange under here. And some more red. And some blue. Look at all this crap. Oh, and some purple. That's all the purple I got left. The blue is for the CNC, because it's all blue. The red was for the Max Micron. I wonder if I can just tuck this in here. You know, I might actually have tie wraps out here because I brought the box out. Nope, wrong box. Keep all the reds together. Even though they're different sizes. I need more crap? No. I do not need more crap. I have come to a new philosophy fairly recently. Well, I collect crap. I'm very much like everybody else. And then all of a sudden, like, I'll be going to do something and I'll just snap because I have too much crap and I can't find, I know I have something, but I can't find it because I got so much crap. I can't find the thing I need. And that's when you know you have too much crap. So I unload crap. And everyone's like, but you need it someday. And my new answer to that is, if I throw out 100 things, or get rid of, I try not to throw it out. I try and give it to someone that might actually use it. But if I get rid of 100 things and I need one of them back, I'm still 99 ahead. And I'm not living in the cluster. And that's my new philosophy. And that's sort of what I'm doing here. You see this box full of wires, I'm probably going to just throw out about 90% of those wires in here because it's just a rat nest of wires. Purple from the LlamaCore. This is all I got left of the purple. I used most of the purple. LlamaCore has a lot of wire housing on it. And then I didn't order as much because it wasn't cheap when I bought it, or as cheap. Look, freaking wire and ends. I think I'll put those with the motors. There's all kinds of other crap in here. Freaking AA battery charger. I have no idea where that came from. Like, literally, I have no clue. I don't think I've ever used this. I have no idea where it came from, who bought it. I have a feeling it was my father's. These, you know, I should have publicized these because they actually do work. These are printer working stands. Dude, I don't want to hear any more politics right now, Bobby. No more. Don't want to hear it. Today is anti-politics on my screen. There's enough politicking going on today. I don't care about either side today. I don't want to hear it. I should go in and get some tie wraps. I'm going to need them. These are like some serious. I think this is 12 gauge. 8. Which it's really not. This I can use tie wraps on. And this stuff's really expensive, so it won't be getting thrown out anytime soon. But a lot of this little crap will be. Build over bot, I might. No politics! Stop the politics. I'll freaking block you all. No. A cut up label for some reason? No idea. I got so much junk in here. You have to see this rat nest of wires. There you go. These I'll pull out. The ribbon cages. Not that they're really worth anything because they're all too short, which is why I never used them. But you never know. New build, new cables. These are easy to organize. I think I had to run inside and get some tie wraps. This is a super plastic, and I mean super plastic. It's like smooth and shiny. It's going in the garbage. This is a halfway decent piece of, oh, this is heavy duty, this is heat type heater core heater. Yeah, hot end wire. Both of these are. Actually, I think these came with the Omnia drop, and then I cut them off because I didn't need them that long. This is like that nice braided high temperature stuff. So is this, but it's a lot thinner. This is, yep, that's exactly what this came off of. This came off the Omnia drop when I got it. The original one. Because I don't run the wire all the way back. I put a plug on because things fail on hot ends, and it's easier to just unplug it at the hot end and put a little short cable on the hot end. It is a big, long cable all the way back that you got to fish through the whole wiring harness and blah, blah, blah. And then I have no idea what that was for. I think that was a plug for the heater bed. I think it's just going in the garbage. It's just going in the garbage. Look at what I found, a freaking ribbon cable-y thing. Some kind of soldering tip? I have no idea where that came from. This is a real belt. It's the leftover piece from when I just redid the this is, I think, gate. It's kind of brown. So is this. These are leftovers from when I just redid the llama core not too long ago, a couple years ago, a year ago. All right, I got to go get some tie wraps. Dude, it's got nothing to do with bearing arms or anything. No politics today. There's enough politics going on today. The whole point of the stream is no politics. I don't want to hear it. I've heard enough of it. I don't care about it right today. I already voted. I'm done. The only thing I want to hear from anybody is I voted. That's it. Done. Alligator clip. Let me go get some tie wraps. Thanks. I didn't see that. It muted because it disconnected, so it auto mutes. And I forgot about that. Sorry about that. Oh, and this is feeding back now because silence. Silence from you. Houston, we lost audio. Yeah, because when I went up, the headset disconnected, and I forgot it reconnected. It just StreamYard doesn't auto unmute when it reconnects. That's a nice Velcro strap. I'll use that out here. Okay, that's a nice wire. We can save that one. We can save these. So they should really be. Actually, I got both boxes out here now, so I can put it in the box where it should be. Anyway. No one's taking away your right to bear arms. That's the biggest fucking crock of shit I've ever heard, and that's why I don't want any politics, because that is politics. The whole, right to bear arms, I'm not going to get into it. Not doing politics from either side, because both sides are screwed up. But that's like... No politicking today. None, zero, zilch, zip. Belts that we're belting today. All right. This is a little chunk of pretty good wire. Should I keep it? Yeah, sure. That heavy gauge stuff we should keep. Ribbon cables we should keep. Cut up bad motor cables get thrown away. Nice twisted both ends on there. Motor cables we keep. These are all nice and neat and twisted. Yes, let's hoard. What are we hoarding? I'm just tired of politics for the last. Tired of the TV ads. I'm just tired. Both sides, not even one side. Just both sides suck. Oh, where? One side whas, the other side whas. Everybody's wah. This I think I will keep. I'm just gonna cut this off. Yeah. So what are you doing during your COVID frickin' lockdown there, Mr. Build Over Bot? You doing anything fun? How bad are you? Are you feeling miserable, or are you just dealing with life, or is it one of those you're just being cautious because you have COVID? No, I am not keeping all of this. The biggest problem with this I've discovered, and why I started like downgrading it all, is it all turns into this, and then you can't find anything. Bed, it says bed on it. Not a bed anymore, but it is a good wire. Well, that sucks. That bites the big wazuba. Oh, we go. This is a broken one, which was why it was in here. A lot of this wiring in here I know is bad, which is why it's in here. This is a twisted though, so I think I'm gonna keep it, even though it's cut off. That one's a twisted. I used to be really neat and twist them when I'd run them, and it just makes them very neat and easier to run in. Crap. Should I keep this thing? No. I was thinking I should, but I shouldn't. But these twisted ones I will. These are all from the original Max Micron. Wire everywhere. That's just screwed up. You can see it splitting it already. This is all like solid core crap wire. I think these are all from the ANET. They are. But that's crap wire. This is a nice piece of silicone wire, so it gets saved. This is a nice piece of silicone wire, so it gets saved. This was a nice piece of silicone wire, but it's like, oh my god, what are all these patches in here? Look at all the freaking connectors I put in here. What is this for? What was I doing? I don't know, but it's garbage. I'm not even looking at it. This is a nice piece of heater wire. This is a nice piece of silicone. This is a piece of crap. This is a piece of crap. This is a piece of silicone, but it's all tied up with another one that's all, and it's cut in the middle, and see ya. This one's already got splices in it, see ya. This is a piece of hot end wire, but it's kind of short. We'll keep it for now. All this white thermistor wire crap I'm throwing out because I use better thermistor wire. That's just too short. That's a nice piece of heater cord, but it's just too short. This is a jumper. A jumper with a jumper built into a jumper. Garbage. This is a high temperature thermistor wire because it's like the braided nice stuff, so that I will keep. This is a piece of, oh, these are from, that's what these are from. These is from the Llama Core when I had the Duet, because that's the whatever plug that Duet uses. But this is all nice wire. This is all the really nice silicone wire. That's if this thing will stay rolled up. Now that I just rolled it up, it's going to uncoil. Garbage, hardcore, stiff stuff. Anything that's stiff, I'm just throwing out. Anything that's got multiple splices, I'm just throwing out. This says something on it. Fan port. That's a nice piece, long enough to do something with. This is that stiff freaking crap. This is actually really thin silicone. It stays. Stiff crap. Stiff crap. Yes. What's up, Mikey? Right now I'm cleaning out. I'm actually going to build that printer later. It's going to be an all-day stream, I think. I'm tearing down a couple, and then I'm going to build the other one that you brought here. But I'm getting rid of all this crap first. That's silicone. That's stiffy. That's silicone. That's just crap. I have no idea. Oh, this is to that battery charger. Garbage, 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 garbage. It's all garbage, garbage. It's silicone, but it's too short to do anything with. It's tie wrap. This is a busted end stop. I don't know why I saved it. This is all cut up. This I want the alligator clip on. That's garbage, garbage, garbage. I might keep those. This is an end stop for the CNC. I don't know how I got that. And that's a piece of heat shrink. It's very small. This is a piece of copper tubing. This is a little jumper for something. I have no idea what it's. Oh, you know what this is for? This was from one of the quadcopters. This is for a light plugs that are just freaking stitched together and reseamed and stitched together and reseamed. Garbage, 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 garbage. Thinking everything left on here is just garbage. Sandpaper. some kind of screw. I have no idea what they went to. They're all rusted and falling apart. These red ends I might keep, because I might use those. Although they're all female. That I gotta keep. So I'll keep. This I'll keep. Fucking hair and dirt, dust. Oh, this is a broken extender. That's a washer or something. Garbage, 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 garbage. And more garbage. Thinned out the garbage quite a bit. I still have a garbage pile here. I didn't throw it all out. Gotta save some of the garbage. But there's a lot less of it. Actually, that's got a split in the middle. I can see that already. Alright, let's take all these nice ribbony ones. Just so you guys know, I'm probably going to stream literally all day today, doing just this. It's a 3D printing stream day, and that's all I'm doing. Because Mikey here brought me an Ender 5 to build, because for some reason he didn't want to build it. I guess what, it's a year or two old? How old is it? How long have we had that, Mike? By the way, if you don't know, the MMS Cooled is auto drop. That is you, right, Mike? I can't see on my little laptop. One more of those. Well, I want to keep all this. It is nice wiring, but I need to keep it organized and not in a rat nest. That is the question. That is the question. How do you keep it neat and organized? That's all heater core type wiring. What's the cool looking table next to the door? That's my father's frickin'. I've rebuilt that like 3 times now. I have a video of me retopping that. That's an old Black & Decker workmate from the 70s. That's like the very first workmate, model that ever came out. That thing's ancient. And it's beefy. But I just put oak tops on it not too long ago because it came with like a plywoody particle boardy top. And I recently, well, not that recently now, it was like a year ago, there's a YouTube video of me reconditioning the tops of both of them. I did both of them with oak. I put oak tops on them over the particle board, crappy plywoody, rotten, because they were worn out. And I've already destroyed the oak because I actually use them, so they get abused somewhat. Look at that. It's a neat little pile now. Do the same to this, which is sort of semi-neat. Let's see, I don't think that little one will wrap. So the mid-size zip tie. What do we got here? Should I keep all of this or not? I was looking at keeping it, but in reality, is it even worth keeping it? Not that piece, it's not long enough. And I got so much of it. None of it's really long enough to do anything with. That's broken. That's broken. See, I'm going through the ones that I saved, and now I'm not saving them. These can just go in here. Well, I want to keep this. This is a silicone one here. This isn't a heater. Since it's softy, it should have been in that roll I just bundled up. Oh well. Oh wells. It's aluminum. They're all metal. The frames are metal. The top of that isn't metal, it's oak. They're all metal bodies. They're stamped steel now. That's how you know that one's an original. Is that's a forged aluminum body on that thing. Even though it's aluminum, it's actually heavier than the steel ones. That thing weighs a ton because it's a big, thick, massive aluminum monstrosity. But it is a monstrosity. You know what? I think I'm going to use this filament bag to put all these wires in. Because it's clear on one side. And I think it'll hold them all. And I think there can be just all over the place in here. I think that'll work. Then I don't have to be quite so organized about it, because I don't have to wrap these up. I can just stuff them in there. I like that idea. My bag of wires. All right, I got enough wires. That's actually a nice semi-long one. I think I'll keep that one. What else do I got to get rid of here? No, they're all metal. They're just stamped steel metal new ones. I have one over here. I mean, I shouldn't call it new because that's my father's. I have another one over here that actually the printer is sitting on. That's, I don't know, 10 years old because that's actually mine. That was my job site one. Okay, that doesn't fit that. It's garbage. I don't even know if this thing works or if I should hang on to it or throw it out. That is a waterproof connector. Oh, here's another wire I see. All right. I think the wire saving this is I'm going to keep out here. That's not 3D printer related anymore. Should I keep these? I have a bag of these somewhere. Where is it? Right, yeah. A big, massive baggie with all the little crimp ends for making your own cables. Because, yeah, I'm really good at making cables. Not. I am about the worst you can get at making cables. I have 2 pieces of frickin' Capricorn tubing. This is the really expensive, fancy stuff, and this is the mid-grade stuff. This is actually what I use more. They make this dark one sound better because it's a tighter tolerance. The problem with tighter tolerance is filaments are good now. They're not that good. And it jams more because it's too tight of a tolerance. One piece of glass, stay there. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. We got a couple of heat beds here. And another wire that's broken. And I hate these heat beds. They suck. My original freaking homemade, I made that. That's a homemade flex plate. And some bubble wrap I don't need. And then this is the A-net bed. Which I actually like these beds, even though they're A-nets, these solid aluminum ones. But Mr. Riley glued this plastic crap on here, which I can't remember what the name of this was. This was the original flex plate, this white crap. It was like a white, like hard plastic. I don't know if you guys remember that stuff. But I'm thinking I'm just going to throw this out because I don't think it works. And it looks like it's been hand soldered a couple times and it's burnt. And I don't trust burnt. I just don't trust burnt. If the wires look burnt, I don't trust it. Battery charger I'll just keep out here. That doesn't need to be with the 3D printing stuff. All right, that means that box is semi-empty now, because mostly the wires and crap are what's in it. I don't know if I should keep this old ANET screen or not. I guess I am, because I'm putting it in the box. Now I can take all these aluminum extrusions and put them in this box. And garbage. These things, actually, I'll be using this in a minute. These are actually the shoe inserts. Saving that. You know what? This is all garbage. Just getting rid of it. Don't need it. Garbage. I don't know what that's to. Actually, I think I do. Now that I think about it. These are just feet. I will say those will be using in a bit. Wait till you see how these work. These actually work really well. I never freaking publicized them, but it's actually so you can like hold your 3D printer sideways and upside down and crap. It fits the 2020, 2040. So if you flip your printer over, you're not just laying it on the table haphazardly. That'll save. That's for those cheap lights. Get rid of that. All right, one thing down. Broke down one of the shitty printers, and I cleaned up that box of shit. Oh, I got another box of shit. Let's clean this box of shit up too. This is mostly just extrusions and a bed. Here's the old bed. It's the old Max Micron bed. And I got all these extrusions here, which can just go right in this box. That's bigger and can handle the length. I had a lot of extrusions. A lot of printers were given to me. I bought, built. Flex bed. I actually use this one. I just haven't used it in a while. I should keep this separate. This was off the pumpkin printer, but it's the same size. The pumpkin and the llama core both use the same printer bed. So we'll put that over here for now, because that doesn't need to get buried. And then a piece of rod with some bearings in it. And I have no idea what this nightmare is. Oh, it's a switch. I have no idea what this went to. But there's a nut and a bolt here I can use. I don't like throwing out screws. They're useful. This is one of those switches. I actually want one of these, but this looks like a nightmare. I have a feeling this is an ANET one. It doesn't say. I'm going to throw it out. This is an expander that's broken. This is actually a good board. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, man, this pisses me off. This is brand new. And I mounted it and didn't leave a big enough hole for the SD card. And when I mounted it, it snapped the SD card freaking bracket off. That really ticked me off. It's an end stop that's all screwed up. That's an end stop that's all screwed up. This is a bunch of just hardware. Wheels and all these this is definitely from the ANET. The white plastic wheels that don't even go into V-groove. Yeah, I don't know. You can't really get much for an ANET screen. They're not really worth much. I think this is the heater block and nozzle from the ANET, because mine never look like that, because I wipe mine off. So, you know what? I don't want to dump this. That I can get rid of. This is all ANET crap. I wish I could use this board. This is by far my favoriteest board ever. This is an MKS Gen L V2. So it's an MKS Gen L, but it's 32-bit. And I broke the damn SD card reader off, so it's basically useless because it needs the SD card to basically start up every time. because it's a 32-bit and uses the SD card. Don't need that standoff anymore. That anymore. If I could frickin' solder the SD, I have one. Tim from TH3D sent me three of the SD card readers that I could solder in here. But the board, my brother was going to do it, and he says, and there's a chunk missing out of the board when it broke off. It took a chunk of the board out, and he doesn't think it'll connect because it actually took some of the leads out. Wow, that is disgusting. That is like really, really disgusting. I think that needs a back before it gets put away. I'm not throwing this out. This is the original Max Micron bed right here. The whole original bed plate and everything. Max Micron was way ahead of its time. I did this. This is my modification of wheels. They work way better than LMUs. Believe it or not. LMUs suck. I'm sorry, they just do. They're loud. I mean, there's nothing fun. They're just loud. And they're actually not that accurate. Better off when wheels are going to an actual linear rail. That can go in there. So now I have another empty box. I got these little stubbies of aluminum extrusion that I should probably just throw out. But I'm not gonna. Because you never know when you need a motor mount or something that's got to be stuck on and set offset or something like that. I should just throw this board out, but it really freaking killed it. It's brand new. It doesn't have 2 hours of print time on it. It really kind of kicks me off. All right. What would be handy? So it would be closer to one. Next, moving on. Laundry's done. What time is it? It is almost 10. It's time to break down the Pumpkin King. It's really depressing. I really like the Pumpkin King. I think it looks awesome. It's very orangey. It's very Dayglow orangey. The camera doesn't do the Dayglow orangey look justice. It's like extremely eye freaking destroying Dayglow orange. This is it's all well, 90%. A couple pieces I replaced because I ran out. It's all it's freaking dusty because I haven't run it in like 3 months, 4 months. It's all Printed Solids Mystery Orange, which is, I like to call it retina burning orange because it kind of hurts your eyes to look at it for any length of time. I'm going to keep that separate. This is all kind of crap. And it can go. Okay, what are you catching on, box? Box doesn't want to close. Something on there. There it goes. Got it. Put that there. That already like cleaned up like a huge area in my bedroom, just breaking that down into that one box. And I had the box, but it was just full of junk. Although I still got a lot of junk over here. Just keep going there, even though I'm going to take it right out again when I go inside. Oh, come on. Everybody get out of the way. It'll get it out of the way. All right. It's kind of disheartening tearing this thing apart because it's actually not a terrible printer. It's just not a great printer. It was a good printer. Believe it or not, converting this to 24 volt was the because it's had issues ever since I converted it to 24 volt. That's when it went downhill. But when it was 12, when I first built it, if you don't know, this is an ANET E12 that Fun King sent me. We exchanged. He was having problems with it, and I knew what the problems. I guessed what the problems were. He didn't want it anymore, and I had a camcorder he wanted. That actually, if you watch the Fun King streams on Sundays, he's using the camcorder. I exchanged them because I had two of them, which is a long story. But I got shipped one. It didn't come. It got dropped off like 3 streets over, and couldn't be found. So FedEx paid for a new one because no one could find it. They're like, "Oh, go check your neighbors." Well, I checked my local neighbors. I didn't go 3 streets down. The people there were on vacation, so it sat out in the snow. But anyways, they sent me a new one. It's actually a friend of mine's sister from high school that owns the house. Saw the name on the box when I came back from vacation. It was buried in the snow. She's like, "Hey, there's a box here buried in the snow for you." Because I still talk to her brother. Her brother actually contacted me and said, "Hey, my sister has a box for you." Somehow it got to her house. She literally lives like almost a mile away. Anyway, I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take the box," because more I wanted the camcorder even if the battery in it was any good. It was a spare battery. Well, they were both good. So I exchanged one of a different kind. I had a Sony also. I was going to Canon. So I gave Fun King the Sony, and he gave me this. We exchanged them. I paid shipping of the thing. He paid shipping of this. Everyone was happy. The big problem he was having with this is he couldn't get the bed to level because it was using 8mm rods for the bed instead of 2020. I put 2020s on it and wheels. And the rods were bent. So as the bed went down, it's not just lowering and raising, it's actually scooping, it's swaying. You can't do 8mm rods this long. It's like 600mm, 700mm long. I mean, it's a big frame, and the rods were bent. So I replaced this with 2020, and I replaced this with 2020. And it had the dual rod there, and it was doing the same thing. There were slight bows in the 8mm rods going across. And then I replaced these because it was originally just those crappy white ones. So I put True V Groove and Open Builds mini wheel brackets in there, which worked fine. But something electrical is wrong with this, and it started as soon as I converted to 24 volt. I should just kick it back to 12 volt. I don't want bed slingers anymore. I'm getting rid of all my bed slingers. No more bed slingers. Just don't want them. It's even got little pumpkin kings on it. Because Fun King gave it to me, and I turned it orange, so I made it the Pumpkin King. Gotta save the Pumpkin Kings. I might have to send him the Pumpkin Kings. Somebody go on Twitter and tag Fun King and say, "Oh no, the Taser Face," because he called it Taser Face. I called it Pumpkin King because it came from him, Fun King, and I started printing all the parts out of orange, so I called it the Pumpkin King. And I designed the Pumpkin King model. He's all like evil and crap. He's a Pumpkin King. But anyways, this thing actually printed really good for like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, 2 years. And then something went terribly wrong. Now I got to tear it apart because I don't want it anymore. I shouldn't say I don't want it anymore, but I don't want to. I don't want bed slingers. I just don't want them. So let's start tearing it apart. It's kind of sad, as you can see. I'm hesitant because it was a fun project. I mean, it was I took a lot. I redesigned. You've probably never seen quite the same setup, and this actually works really well. The whole X gantry setup is completely different than what you normally see. I put the motor over here. The other thing I noticed, and I will be doing that more often, is when you home it, and like the enders, both motors are over here. So the whole gantry kind of, because all the weight's there. So when I designed this, I put the X motor on the left side. I'm sitting here right side when you're standing at the front of it. So when it homes, there's a motor here and a motor here, and it kind of evens the weight out on these. Doesn't really matter because there's still lead screws. It does matter when you shut it off at night, you power it down. This lead screw would always drop because it had so much weight on it. When the power got shut off and the motor relaxed, it always dropped, like always. Which is why I said, you know what? If I put the motor on the other side, it'll stop doing that, which it sort of did. Not 100%, but sort of. Anyway, that's the story behind that. And it's got a simple belt tensioning system, which I'm going to pull apart. I need to find a separate box because a lot of these parts for this I do not want to throw away quite yet. So I think this semi-big Walmarty box will become the Fun King box. And we can start by pulling stuff like the belt. Let's pull the belt. And snip the holders. This is the belt tensioner right here. It's just 2 screws on a little sled. Works beautifully. Way better than the Ender 3 crap. Well, can't get my hand in there. And cut it and hold it. The other thing I did was make the belt absolutely parallel. If you look at most like Ender 3s and most of those bed slingers of that style, you know, Ender 3 and Ender 3 knockoffs, the belt goes in an angle. And if you know your whole Pythagorean theorem thing, if you look at the math of that, having your belt go at an angle changes your travel per this is a good belt. This is Gates belt. Saving it. These are both Gates. Actually, they're not Gates. They're these are LDO or something. But they're good belts. They're not cheapos. They're not plastic. They're nice. I think it's fiberglass or some kind of carbon fiber lined rubber belt. They're nice. They're not cheap, ultra plasticky ones. So I will be saving them because you never know when you can use them. All right, what else can I disconnect here? Yeah, so I made the belt path parallel, so the whole change of travel doesn't change the travel. Which isn't, I mean, it's so minor, unlike Ender 3s, but it is there, and especially when you get into these longer printers. It really stands out. And this is why I make everything plugs. So I can just go snip, snip. And the whole head's disconnected. Done. What else? Where should I go next? Is it plugged in? Nope. That's a hard wire. So I have to pull this apart. I think this is the wrong size screw. Driver. Oh, I guess it ain't. Get into the board and just pull the wires. Unplug everything. thing is like seriously custom. I put a lot of work into this thing. It's kind of sad. A little bit sad. Let's take this nice empty box and start putting bolts and screws and stuff in it. It even has a little pie holder right here to hold your Raspberry Pi. Wow. Okay, let's not get into this yet. Let's disconnect some of this stuff first. Okay, I brought this one out here. I know I did, and this should be the right size. It is. To disconnect this. Oh crap, I do have to pull this one wire harness here. Okay, where does it go? All the way over here. Okay, that was easy. We can drop this motor. I might just put these screws right back into the motor. Oh, there's something banging. It's supposed to be no banging. When the next motor out, I might just leave this on here for now. I think I'm gonna. I don't have enough space. I need more space to deassemble stuff into. Yeah, this will go in this box over here. Let's see, what else can I disconnect rather quickly and easily and just downsize everything. If I can pull the power supply, disconnect it. This is actually a brandy spanking new power supply because when I first started having problems with this 24 volt, somebody, who the hell gave me this power supply? Oh, I think Sergio gave me this. I think this was a Sergio given power supply. And I'm going to need a Phillips for that, I believe. I believe these are all Filipino freaking screws. Could actually just leave this because this is just a power cord, but whatever. When power supply out, let's pull it without snipping it. Yeah, let's just snip it. Snipping the one purple. I don't know why I put purple. I had orange. Probably because it was easy at the time I did it. Wow, it's a beefy one. All right, power cord gone. Power supply gone. Doo-doo-doo-boo. Boo-doo-doo-boo. One last nightmare. Okay, this motor is plugged. This motor is plugged. Now, most of this wiring I'm going to throw out because I know there's something wrong with the wiring here somewhere. And I'm not sure what. So, which is why this thing, because this thing has an issue of overheating for no apparent reason. It'll be running along fine, and then all of a sudden, everything, all the motors, everything just starts overheating out of the blue, which tells me there's like a wire shorting somewhere or something. Let's pull the screen. Make sure all these screws right on it and just leave it. Put it in the box. Pull these. Pull this. did a really nice job freaking managing all the wires and everything on this thing, somewhat. With all these little holder things that you tie wrap and it holds it and makes it all very pretty. Let's save that for now. What's that going to? Let's go into those end stops. Just unplug. So yeah, I think all of the wiring here, I'm just going to yank and throw out. All of it. And it may just be this heating bed too, which I didn't think about. Oh, let's see, garbage. Those are screws and T-nuts. Screws and T-nuts, man. Did I lose all my audience? Because this is boring, watching me tear down this here printer. It is kind of boring. These are awesome, too. These are wire management for 2020, 2040. It's got a little nook that I designed into it, and you just put it in, turn it sideways, and poof, and it's TPU. It's all flexible. You put a tie wrap in it, holds your split loom in place, and it works really well, actually. Should probably spin this around so you can see what I'm doing, but it ain't gonna happen quite yet, because thinking I can pull this next. Get above the I attach this. I don't even remember how I did it. Oh, it's a screw right here. I can't get to it right yet. Or can I? I think I can. Get it out of the way. Let's lay it down for now. Oh, it's attached. Oh, computer board just drops. Yay. Now I can get to the back of this, where this is attached. And this is attached. And then there's one more here. Come on, baby. Come on. I guess I gotta remagnetize this because it's not pulling so well. And supposedly, if I remember correctly, is there one in the front? There is one on the front. And that should disconnect the 2020 from this side. Gantry. Right here. There's one left somewhere I'm not finding. There's this one just still catching, which I think it is. It's just in a weird position that I can't get on it. There we go. Oh, come on. Don't go back in. All right. So there it is. All right. This thing should disconnect now. Yep, it is. Let's go to the other side and do the same thing. There's two in the back here. Might as well bring that box over. Bring the box over. Disconnect this one and this one. And this thing can just slide right out, hopefully. And this can just slide right out. I really actually did a nice job laying this printer out, engineering it, sort of. I'm very happy with how I did it, to be honest with you. And there's a screw on the bottom too, which might be hard to get to. Oh, this can go away. Come on now. Hang on to the screwdriver. And there's one more in the bottom. Gotta raise it up to get to. This little mount can go away. This little mount can go away. This little mount can go away. Can I get to that yet? Nope. Might be easier if I get rid of the end stop mount. This little mount can go away. I put a lot of mounts on this thing. For some reason that's a different kind of screw. This end stop mount can go away. This wiring harness mount can go away. Motor mount will wait, motor mount will wait. Alright, so I just gotta get to this one left up here, which is right here somewhere, if I remember correctly. It is. See one in there? That lift out? Nope. So there's definitely one in there. Here it is. That should be the last one to relieve the X carriage 2020 from this hole. And it goes up here and down there, and all the little peanuts can roll in there, and the hot end can roll off, and now I just have a bare piece of 2020. Which that can go in this box with all the other 2020. All right, we're getting somewhere. This is a pretty cool little idea I had. I don't use it a lot, but this was originally from the Max Micron days. This is a snap-on, slidable, so as the hot end goes back and forth, and I know you really can't see it, but I gotta get it off of here. Wiring harness holder, and it just snaps on and it'll slide along, so as the hot end's going back and forth, it moves back and forth with it. I did a lot of really good designing back in the day. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you so myself. And if I say it's true, it's got to be true because I know me better than anyone else. And this can come off of here. And that disconnects me from the carriage all together. So this thing should just drop. And then do the same over here. So yeah, I even designed access holes and everything for the screws. And let's see. Motor mount can come off. Where are you? Omni drop hot end. I love my Omni drops. Still by and far the best hot end. I'm sorry. They can come out with all the new Revos and everything, and they're very cool. Don't get me wrong, but there is no more reliable. And it's funny because it's 3D printed. That is the most reliable hot end I've ever owned. I've got two of those, actually sort of three, 2.5. And it's literally the only hot end I've had zero issues with. I mean, literally, I never have an issue with it. I actually tore this one apart when I first, or after I got this is the upgrade. He sent me the upgrade kit to try. I tore the whole thing apart to look at it. When he sent me the upgraded part, there was like nothing wrong with anything. There was really no. Need a smaller one. That's why that's not coming apart. I need a smaller screw. Oh, you can't see because the box is in the way. Can you see it all anyways? You even see what I'm working on there? Probably not, huh? Let's shift everything down so you can sort of see what I'm working on. I'm just pulling the motor off the mounting bracket. I might need a bigger box for all the parts. I think I do. I think then I do. Or another box. I have another small box. Maybe I'll just put all the 3D printed ones in one area. I think that's what I'll do. Let's put all these stripped down 3D printed parts. So I'm going to start stripping down the 3D printer parts, 3D printed parts of hardware. My adjustable end stop. Actually, I should be able to just whack that out, huh? It should be just, yeah, that's crazy glued in there good. Let's see, what doesn't have any screws on it? It doesn't. I just want to take the screws off of it and keep all the screws together. Nuts and bolts and screws. I don't have anything to take that off yet. Because I will definitely reuse some of these parts. Because the Crow XY, the Llama Crow, I'm going to call it. I just came up with that. I'm going to make a Llama Crow. The cross gantry printer is going to, I think I'm going to use orange filament again. But I need to order all of this stuff. Pull the wheel out. Come on, baby. Come out of there. What else we got here? Disassembly. Nuts, bolts, screws. And yes, I'm anal will go through eventually, not right away. And sort all these screws and T-nuts, although almost all of them are 8mm M5s. It's like 90% of what I used when I designed a frame. These are not going anywhere. These are the really nice palm nut lead screw nuts, which I might as well just put on the lead screw. Come on, get started. Thank you. And I absolutely love these over brass by like a million times. They are a million times better than brass. That wasn't holding anything. That was tied up against the plastic instead of being tied up against the end stop. Frame thing. Oh no, height adjuster, manual height adjuster. All right, the hot end I'm going to keep separate. Those I need a different, need a little baby. I think I have one out here because I got one with the CNC. What else do we got to disconnect here? Let's unscrew the heater bed and the hot end. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here, but sorry. It's not small enough. Freaking hate those kind of goddamn attachments. All right, let's do this then for the moment. Let's work on this one. Screw and washer. Screw and washer. This whole thing comes off. Let's take the motor and the motor mount off. Freaking stripping it down pretty fast, aren't I? Not super fast, but pretty fast. I could probably do it even faster. That wasn't streaming. Come on out. I'm trying to be somewhat neat about it. Gotta save the, oops, well, if I don't break them. The Pumpkin King head. Pumpkin King. Ah. Alright, this one here. And this one here. And then the whole motor comes off the frame. Take the T-nuts. Might as well take these T-nuts. I got them. Screw I dropped at some point. Another T-nut. Some more T-nuts. Pull the motor out. Break this puppy down for good. And actually, these motors are the original A-net motors. I think they're about one of the few things that's original A-net motor on this thing, or A-net part on this thing. Although the bed's now an A-net. Because actually I got that from Shane when I converted to 12 volt. He sent me an A-net 12 volt bed that he rewired. Oh crap, that's not going to come off here with the thumb on there. Look how smooth those things work. They're just so much better than brass nuts. It's unreal. Palm nuts are the bomb. Two motors with very long lead screws. They are very long too. They're like 450 or 500 millimeters long. Alrighty, what else? We can detension. This is my cool tensioner for the belt in the front. And it actually allows me to lean it. Since there's two. One thing I've noticed is a lot of these tensioners are centered, but it doesn't actually always center on the belt, so you get an uneven tensioning, if that makes sense. It kind of cocks the thing. And I designed it so I could uncock it, if that makes sense. I'll put brackets underneath it. Oh, lost it. It's part of the floor. Oh, there's another one. Part of the floor now. They're floor T-nuts. They've been floored. I think they actually went under the CNC and they ain't digging them out. At least not right now. Maybe some other time. Maybe some other time. More wiring nightmare. Peanut. This can go in the plastic box. What else? This whole wiring furnace nightmare for that motor. Yeah, baby. Breaking her right down. She's kind of stripped down to the frame almost already. Just got to pull the bed, basically, and finish pulling the wiring. But I was hoping I could just walk away with the whole wiring still attached to the board. I think I can right now. Oh, except for the bed. The bed's the only thing I gotta unscrew. I just knocked all my tools on the ground. That was brilliant. So somehow or another, because that's the only thing that's hardwired all the way, and I don't have a little baby screwdriver out here. Oh, I do have a baby screwdriver out here. Now that I think about it, where is my baby screwdriver? This might not be baby enough. There's our crap on the floor. Go over here, because this area is completely disorganized. I don't think this is baby enough. Ooh, it might be. Is that the bed or is that the bed? That's the hot end. This is the bed. So supposedly, what wires do I have in here? They're still connected. Oh, the bed motor. Disconnect the hot end. Oh, that was the power in. Not the hot end, but that's all right. All right, what else is still plugged in here? Kind of tied together. End stop. I believe that's it. Okay, what else? All right, now the bed's disconnected, and the board's disconnected sort of halfway with a umbilical cord of wiring still attached to it, but it's off the frame. And then, oh look, more wiring! This is all going, this is all part of this. Most of it I will be throwing away at some point. Because like I said earlier, this thing had a wiring issue. Let's take the Y motor out. I may just leave the board in that box for now because it'll help protect it from rolling around and getting damaged. Come on now. Come on out of there. Take the motor off. Out. So I can save all the screw diddlies. and one bright orange motor mount, and one motor. Stepper motor, lot. Oh, this is an original ANET motor. This is an LDO pulley though, and if you have a wobble in your belt that you're finding, Gates or LDO, I kind of like the LDO better. They look better, and they're $1 cheaper. Um, the LDO pulleys made a huge difference initially on this printer. That's when I started buying all LDO mounts because there was a noticeable difference in their roundness and how the whole bed and head moved and everything. I put them on. I put LDO mounts on all of my printers at the time, on the Max Micron, on this, on the LlamaCore, all of them, because they're actually round and centered. They don't go wobble, wobble, wobble like frickin' the cheapos do. Pile of screws, pile of plastic, some wires, some wire stays. I think we're almost there. Just pull the bed off. Which that should be easy now. Oh, baby. Pull in the bed. I think it was tight. That was a tight one. Alrighty, what else we got here? That's still attached to the bed. This is garbage. This is garbage. What do I do with my garbage can? Over here. Over here. And let's get this over. That's just the bottom. And pull the rest of the bed off. This would be right here. That should almost allow me to pull the bed off now. Because this was a weird setup I did, which actually worked really well. There we go. There we go. And I trapped the wheels. You look, there was a wheel here and 2 wheels here, and it just pinched. So that's how you tension it by adjusting this, which sounds kind of funky, but it actually works really well. All my beds are that way. All my swinging beds, anyways. I did them all. I did that the first time with the Max Micron. If you guys don't know what a Max Micron is, you should probably go look it up, because it was one of the first actual aluminum framed printers. That's why I bought it, because it had an aluminum frame, and everything else was still acrylic for the cheapos. And it wasn't cheap. I think I paid like $300 for the Max Micron originally. Oh, there's a T-nut in there. Is it slipping or spinning? Well, that was a spin, but it's not spinning. It doesn't want to spin. It's like jammed in there good. All right. There is that. And here is this. And actually, I think I'll just keep that together and pull the belt. Oh, by the way, I made this bed for this. And that was one of the other things about this machine that was terrible. Was the bed carriage here. It was an absolute piece of junk. It was made of like crappy steel sheet metal. So you like looked at it wrong and it would bend. So I literally, when I got the 12-volt bed, I don't know if you can see that in there, but this is the actual, or 24, when he sent me a 24-volt bed, I took the 12-volt bed and cut it and made this carriage. Because I'm a nut like that. All right, everything is about done except for the base frame. Which I'm going to pull apart right now. The only thing I might be missing is I think I'm missing, although I probably have one out here, an M6, because I'm pretty sure these are M6 screws holding the, my knee, the majority of the frame together. Let's see. I think this is an M6. It says 6. Are these M6? No. What the hell am I using? This is an M5? What have I been using? I thought I was using an M5. That's a 5. What's this? I think I put those in the wrong order. Yep, that's a 4.5. So it must be an M5. It is. Actually, that's not going to come apart yet, but that's all right. Because I still got the, corner bracket on there. But we can fix that right now. Get it on here. Come on. Slide back there. So it doesn't just fall on the floor. Where'd I go? And then these carriages can come off. I think what I'll do is just thread these right back into here for now. Where'd the other one go? No, I don't need to. I got a box of screws. These are pretty obvious on what they are. They're much bigger than anything else. Much, much bigger. I think that thing's all stripped, so another piece of extrusion. And then these two pieces of extrusion. Oh, come on, baby. And this one, well, lost some T-nuts here, and an end cap. Take this piece of extrusion out. I was thinking about just leaving this base, but I'm not gonna, because I think I'm gonna be making it actually smaller than this in the long run. These two can go in there. I got a lot of extrusions. Got lots of extrusions. Oh, come on. Oh, it didn't want to come out. Stuff under my feet. Oh, boy. What's everyone doing? Anyone even still here? Anyone still here? Hello? World of Internet? Okay, I got 2 T-nuts. Come on out, Mr. T-nut. I didn't know it was in there. It is. I'm even going to put the end cap back just because it's cool. One more piece of extrusion. Oh, baby. Come on. I know you can. And a couple more pieces of extrusion. That's the wrong size. Didn't you know? How can that be the wrong size in this? It's 4.5, ain't it? Because they had to be weird. Which I got right here. Okay, it's not a 4.5. But it's not a... This thing's so old I don't even know what size it is. It must be a 3. I didn't know M5s use 3s. M5 screws use M3. Yep, that's... What is this, an M4? Yep, this is a 4mm. Okay, come off. Almost there, man. I don't think I'm going to fully disassemble the bed because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Although I don't think I'm going to use that. I'm not going to be using that sled. So maybe I should just disconnect the board, the bed. Ow. Something stuck in my throat. I got juice over there. Nice piece of 2040, although it's T groove, not V groove, but that's all right. Oops, forward. Toss it across the room because you're an idiot. Ugh. And there we go. Not here. I'm not here either. I haven't been here in years. And another piece of T groove 40, and then there are T-nuts in there. Just that one that was jammed. Keep hearing stuff slamming. What if the neighbor over there? Someone just bought that house, but no one's moved into it. I shouldn't say just. It's been like a couple of months someone bought it. The people moved out. The new people haven't moved in. But every once in a while, they make like a big racket. So the hot end stays. The power supply is done, so that can just go in here. Got to disassemble that. These I got to do something with because I'm not going to go any farther with them because I might use these. Although I should take them off the motors. I think I'm gonna. Whatever. That way I can just drop the motors in here. I actually might use the LDO motors over those. These are the original A-net motors. These can go sort of with the lead screws. The hot end I want to kind of keep separate. The board, I think I'm just going to finish unscrewing and unplugging everything. Just leave it in here, put the cover back on to protect the board. From getting mushed in the box or anything. Oh, I missed a screw here. Got to get a little tiny baby frickin' Phillips head. Ooh, you know what I have is this little stupid jeweler screwdriver. This might actually work. It did. It's amazing. How lucky am I? Alright. Looks like everything's off the control board. Case fan. Last few nuts and screws. And this puppy is broken down. Little TPU vibration dampener from the fan. Doesn't really work. It helped. I shouldn't say it doesn't work. You can tell the difference with it on and with it off, but not as much as I was hoping. All the wiring and crap, which most of that I think I'm going to throw away. Actually, maybe I'll just leave the end stops on these. This, I think I'm going to just put a screw or two back into it and keep it in the box so it's protected. I'm going to find a screw or two to put back in there. This one should work. Or not. What did I use for screws for this? I thought I just used those, but maybe not. Okay, maybe I won't. I have no idea what I did with the screws. I mean, they're in here. Is this little one? No. Like M4 or M5 barrel head. Is the right size? It might be. I don't think so, though. I think that's too big. Why am I not seeing them? I think that's one of them. Or the leavage. And it is. I just want to keep the board protected so it doesn't get damaged. Another one just like it in here. It's smaller than normal one. Where are you, baby? I took out two. Is that it? Oh. This one right here. That one right there. There was one silver and one black. That I do remember. Just keep the board somewhat protected in here, so it doesn't get all banged up. All right. One A-net pretty much One Pumpkin King. Pretty much broken down. I think I will just keep this intact for now. I'm just sitting here. And that is that. We're pretty much done. I'm going to leave this alone because this is probably going to go right back on the same carriage or very similar carriage. Wow, I got a bad bearing. It's got a really bad bearing. Oh, that one's kind of rough too. That might have been part of the problem. These two diagonally across are really rough. They were cheap. They weren't. Those were Amazon bearings I put on that. They are not open builds, which is probably why they're garbage. These are all the nuts and bolts. And we are cleaned up, sort of, and ready to build a new printer. Ready to see me build a brand new printer out of a box? I might actually wait until after lunch. I may cut the stream for an hour, go make lunch, and then come back and stream the building of a printer. Because I have a brand new printer to build. That was dropped off to me for someone else. For Mikey. Don't need the hammer out. That can go away. I definitely decompressed some stuff. I took a whole bunch of boxes and I converted them into one. Plus, in that one, I put 2 printer parts in it. All the parts to 2 printers. And then we have this puppy, which I got to put together. Now that I've broken down mine. Uh-oh, it's sticking up. I'm not supposed to be sticking up. Oh crap, that's heavy. And this ain't light either. And the belt. All right. Oh, and I got a bunch of shit over here, but that's mostly from here. All this stuff over here, which you can sort of see, they actually go on the end of this. This is all French cleated. Headlight, what is up? Yeah, I think I'm going to kill it and go have lunch, and then come back and build this. Senjin Creality 3D technology. I'm not a big fan of Creality, but of all the Enders, this would probably be the one I would buy. If I were to buy a Creality or an Ender, I would probably buy the Ender 5. I did not buy this. This was dropped off to me last week to build for them because they didn't have the time or inclination to build it, and it was sitting there and it's like, I'll give you $50 to build it. I'm like, okay, it's an Ender. It'll take like 10 minutes. But I may actually bring out a roll of filament and, I don't know, cut a file. It's an Ender 5. I just broke down the Pumpkin King, and the Hodgepodge I started like 2 years ago and never finished because of the whole COVID bullshit. Because the companies that were donating parts to the Hodgepodge never donated parts because, COVID. So IC3D did and LDO Jason did, but 2 other companies that had pledged parts for the Hodgepodge never sent parts. So the Hodgepodge got put on hold. And then I just disassembled it. But I'm going to make a new Hodgepodge, and I'm going to promote IC3D and LDO motors because I'm going to use, I still have the 2 rolls of IC3D. I still have, I don't know if you guys remember when I did that, started the hodgepodge, they sent me that oddball roll of transition, like semi-clear with blue specks and stuff in it. I still have a roll or two of that left. I rolled off a whole bunch and raffled off whatever, gave away like little 250, 300 kilogram rolls. I don't know if you guys remember all that. Didn't you actually get one of those, Red Light? But anyways, I'm going to do the Crow XY out of the parts from the two printers I just disassembled and some other parts. I have lots of other parts. And I'm going to build another printer out of that because I'm going to build a cross gantry, which is very similar to this. This is not a cross gantry, but same motion system, just different belt pass. You still have to mount the X motor onto the Y gantry. Or the Y has to move the X gantry. Anyway, with a cross gantry, there's an X. There's a Y gantry and an X gantry, and they both travel and push the head around. And that's my next invention. I shouldn't say my invention. They've been around. There's others around, but they're not real popular in the home built market. Ultimaker's a cross gantry. I don't think people realize Ultimaker's a cross gantry. The X and Y are an X gantry system on the top of the printer. This is an Ender 3. Doesn't it say Ender 3 on the end? Or 5, excuse me. It's an Ender 5. That I'm going to build. And then I guess I'm going to play with it for a while. I don't know. I got to talk to Mikey. I don't know if he wanted it back right away or what he wanted done with it or whatever. Right. I think he wants to attach his, if you guys don't know, Mike does auto drop. And it's a setup where you basically, someone like you or me sets up a printer with this auto drop system in it. Someone wants a file printed, they just submit the STL. The auto drop system will auto slice according to the printer it's being sent to. So they send an STL to auto drop. Auto drop says, okay, you're closest, you print it, I print it, and then I just box it up and mail it out. So it's kind of like one of those community printing, what was that old community thing? But auto drop does all the slicing and everything and will auto like kick it off. In the crane. He's a crane boy. He's craning. Everybody's on YouTube. I just noticed that. Nobody's on Twitch. Everyone should be on Twitch. I make money on Twitch. I don't make any money on YouTube. Not that I give a crap, really. Anyway, it is 11 o'clock, almost exactly. I have been streaming for 2 hours and 31 minutes and 2 hours and 32 minutes now. I think I'm going to kill it. Take an hour. Get something to drink. Although I got drink right here. I don't need to get something to drink. I got something right here. This is really good. This is a black cherry white grape juice. Yeah, that's all right. Build over bot. I just noticed I don't really give a shit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go in, do lunch, feed mom her lunch, do any laundry crap, because I should take her laundry off the line so I can make her bed. Because she usually takes a nap right after lunch, so I can do all that crap a little early. Because even though it's not super warm out, it's super sunny and super windy. So I'm assuming the sheets are probably dry. Because hers were some of the first ones I put out. We're close to dry. Close enough where I can bring them in and just hang them on the edge of the bed and they'll dry out in an hour. And then after lunch, I may come back out and build this. Although I'm feeling kind of tired. I got up at like 3:30 this morning. I was up very early. And now I'm kind of burning out. Might take a nap and come back and stream later this afternoon. I haven't decided yet. I will be streaming later today, though, to build this. Building it, it's just an Ender 5. I keep calling it Ender 3. It's an Ender 5. It's the square boxy bed dropper. It's not the little T-framed bed slinger. Other than that, they're pretty much the same printer. They're like almost the same size, same setup. Just one's a bed dropper and one's a bed slinger. Same hot end, same extruder, same motors, same settings. Pretty much everything's the same on an Ender 5 from an Ender 3, if I remember correctly. And I'm pretty sure this is just a slap together. Like the whole lower carriage and the whole upper carriage are pre-assembled. And then all you do is stick the upright legs in and attach the wires to the bed, if I remember correctly. But we'll find out. It won't be hard. That I know now. I've built worse. I was going to go shopping and get some V-belts and some wood, but that isn't going to happen today. Just not going to happen today. I need to go get some wood, though. I got a couple special orders I got to get special wood for because they're special. You can see I'm not rushing to go back inside. I'm just not doing anything else either. Just not gonna start this yet. Oh crap! Put this into the table. Ender 5. I'm gonna put my feet up and relax and just bullshit for a minute. How's that? How's crane life there, Red Light? Is it craney? Is crane life craney? Cranially? I don't know. It's trying to be funny, but it didn't work. Oh boy. So much to do, so little time to do it. I wonder how my chessboard's doing. I really don't want to touch it. It looks really cool. It's cedar. I'll bring it up for a minute because I actually do need to check it out. It's going to look really awesome. I was originally going to do a brown and I did white inside instead of brown, and I'm glad. It's still mildly tacky. It's not really liquid anymore though. It's another 24 hours, but that's chessboard. I don't want to tip it too much. It's not liquid anymore. It's solid up, but it's tacky still. So I need to let it cure another 24 hours. And then it'll all get planed off. This is solid cedar with white-ish, like smoky inlays, which actually I should put another layer on it. Because it must have been lower here. Because these are all full right up to the edge and these are a little light. So it must have oozed all the crap that away. So I should put another layer in here, but I don't think I'm gonna. Well, this is kind of low, lower than I wanted. Because it's only like a 2mm cut. Because if you look, solid enough, I can hold it up. You can actually see the cedar through the white squares. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Why? Just because recycling is that busy right now. Everybody's recycling and throwing things out before Christmas when they go buy new things. I almost should make another batch of resin and top this off. I wonder how it would screw it up. This must have been the low spot. These are all flush. Actually, some of them feel like they're above the cedar. And these are all just a hair below the cedar. These are way below right here. So this must have been the high spot. Because it's open in between all the holes. It's all open. Yeah, that's still punky. I can put a fingernail through it. This is all getting cleaned off here. So there's that. This is pretty cool though. Look at that, huh? It's like cedar, man. It's the same stuff I built fix some dude's clock out of. Same. It's just that cheap closet liner crap. Shouldn't call it cheap. It ain't cheap. It's far from cheap. The crap's actually kind of expensive. Cleaned up some spare boxes I thought I was going to need, and I didn't. But I ain't going to throw them out. Just clean them up. I could take that box of printer parts. I think I'm going to just put it over here for now. I'm not going to bring it back in the house because I kind of like the big openness I just created by bringing all those printers out here. And then I got to find a place for this thing. I have a feeling this is going to stay out here somewhere. I just don't know where. They really don't have a space for it in my house. I may just build it and call Mikey and say, come get it. Or I'll drop it off to him. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That would be a good thing to do tomorrow. Yeah. Thinking. Overthinking. And more thinking. And more thinking. And I guess I'm going to kill it. It says there's a whole 3 people here. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Morning. Afternoon. Whatever time it's been. And I will probably, more than likely, be back, I don't know, in an hour or 2. See yous.